Hi guys, this is a little experiment. Right before I went to gaming Saturday, happened to hit up on the Kill Team, the Rogue Heralds of Ruin Kill Team website and Facebook group, and noticed that they had just completed a lot of their updates. And so I went through and saw they had the Rogue Traders update, and I just got completely excited. So I quickly downloaded it. Didn't really have a chance to go through it in detail, and 'cause I had to go to gaming. Not that that's a bad thing. But when I got home, I just poured over this, and boy was I excited. So I wanted to review it and just kind of let you see what I think is a really cool opportunity to take your gaming to in a slightly different direction. Still fun. It's kind of a mix between. I think it's kind of like the games, Gorka Morka or Mordheim. Very kit bash friendly. It really likes to do a lot of kit bashing, conversions, and it helps you build a story. It's almost a cross between an RPG and a tabletop game, so it is a tabletop game in its entirety. But Rogue Traders, they came up with some really, really good updates to it. At least I think. Now these are still in draft mode, and they're in the process of asking group members to do some testing, play testing. So I want to kind of go over and just show you what they're doing here. The first thing they're going to change for Rogue Traders, this is based a lot on the role-playing game from way back, but you get to basically select what your dynasty, what kind of a Rogue Trader team you are, and each team type gives you slightly different advantages. And of course, if you've seen my conversion videos, you know how much I enjoy converting, and I've got so many different Xenos models with special things on them. It's just, I have some ideas, and this helps me just have more excuses to do this, to do some of these conversions I was thinking of. So, they've got quite a selection. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different types of traders. One, diplomatic, which allows you basically to take more of the Xenos models as core instead of specials. The explorer, think of an explorer Rogue Trader that's purpose is mostly to scout out the galaxy for other opportunities for the Imperium. And so basically all your models get scout. Mercantile, it's kind of neat. It allows you to, all of your models with the option to mastercraft a weapon can do it much cheaper, and you can actually mastercraft one weapon for free, which that's every point you can save is important in this game. The missionary is kind of the Ministorian priest kind of a angle, but you can actually basically convert almost your Rogue Trader leader to almost become like a Ministorian priest kind of thing. So he gets the Zealot and Righteous Rage rules, but he also gets the Rosarius, which is a 4-up invuln. That's kind of neat. So again, you can flavor your Rogue Trader list that way. The Psychopathic, essentially, well, you don't need to say more than what's there. Scoundrel is the good old bounty hunter. Think of a Han Solo type in the 40K universe. And then Militant, these are very much the go out and conquer in the name of the Imperium, plant the flag, so to speak, and you get to actually bring Rogue Astartes, basically Space Marine models in this normally Imperium list. So it's kind of neat. First, I haven't chosen what I'm going to do yet. I do know which models I want to do. They get a few new or special abilities. Now they're doing things a little differently. Kind of like the way ammo runts work. Some of the upgrades and special abilities you can give to some of the models in the Rogue Trader list, you'll represent them with a model, and I'll talk about one of those further down. It actually helps grant abilities without throwing extra models on the table that end up being additional, almost ablative wounds and things. So I think it's a good approach. We'll see. Again, this is being tested. So boarding shields is really neat. Oh, before I go there, your Xenos have a special rules. Since they're mercenaries, basically, they don't get to use the leadership value of the Rogue Trader leader. It's just their own raw leadership, so it's either 7 or 8 depending on where they're from. Kroot are 7, Orcs are 7, Tau are 7, and the Eldar are 8. So it's not bad, but still. Boarding shields, this is kind of neat. It's almost like the Ogryn's shields, you know. Think of huge riot shields that these your guys can carry. And if you're standing next to each other, they actually increase your toughness. So some pretty good options there. Again, just loads of opportunity to create new models, new conversions. Transports, they can take any of the Imperial transports that you'd expect for infantry, Chimera, Rhinotaurus. Model availability is the same as normal, regular teams. The Rogue Trader officer, so it's not the Rogue Trader himself, it's one of his officers. He's got a pretty good selection of 4-up armor. The archetype rule basically is what we went over, I think, up over here under the Dynasty. I got to read into that one a little bit more, but he actually can take weapons from almost any Imperial list. I'll go over those lists further down, but he even has access to tech, Xenos tech, and special issue war gear, and so quite a lot of powers here. It's interesting also they actually talk about 2 of the special model or weapons options. Just kidding these guys out. Just my mind boggles at the opportunities for conversions. I'm already looking at some of the Reaper models and some of the my bits box, which needs to be significantly restocked. I'm really getting excited about this. Core units, you got Voidsman Squad. These are basically, if you will, mechanics, space mechanics. So they're not really good at shooting anything, but they're cheap. 15 points, 3 points per for 5 guys, as opposed to an Armsman Squad, which is just Imperial Guard, which is 5 per. Of course, you can outfit them pretty much like a Imperial Guard team. House Guard are individual models. These are weapon specialists, if you will. The cool thing here is you can choose them to become either, using this rule, the Hot Lead or Cold Steel, either +1 weapon skill or +1 ballistic skill. You choose when you buy him. And then, of course, you can kit him out either ranged or otherwise. And then what's neat is you can also have him have the med kit. So it's a feel no pain option. Now, there's only one other place to get feel no pain outside of your own model, and that's in a different unit below. Then there's servitors, just like the servitors that you'd see in 40K. Same rules, same rules. And then that's the core. So not that bad. The special is really neat, and there's like 10 that I'm interested in. You can only have 6 normally. So the Arch Militant, this is your kind of your weapons expert. So what he's able to take power armor, which is a lot of them specials can take power armor, but they have all kinds of weapon options, and we'll go over that a little bit later. But he's essentially a vet. That's basically what he is, a vet with carapace armor. So pretty good. He's since he has scout and fleet, I mean he's pretty mobile on the field. Astropath, you can only have 1 of those. There's most of these you can only have 1 of, but so if you want a Psyker, you've got yourself a Psyker, just like in 40K. Next is the Explorer. This is great. If you've seen my Tech Priest conversions, I've got 5 models I can choose from to represent my Explorer. I'm just really psyched about this, and it has all the same abilities, plus a few extras. Again, access to whole bunches of tech, weapons tech. Then a Ministorian Priest, if you want to do that. So both he and your leader could end up being, having the Rosarius if you wanted to use that Ministorian or Missionary dynasty. Now you've got Navigator. Essentially, it's a Psyker. It's a different type of Psyker. I haven't gone through. I'm not interested in the Psykers, so I'm not really playing around with this one. But he does have some different abilities. Then you've got the Seneschal. Now this one's cool because this one is the kind of like your sergeant at arms, the guy who basically runs the show from a perspective of the Rogue Trader's armed force, and he's of course has the full selection of weapons. Plus, he can choose one of the following rules. He can either be nominate 3 units to do outflank and acute senses, which on a lot of these boards in Kill Team is very valuable. He can be the chief surgeon, which is great. So he gets Feel No Pain 4+, and grants Feel No Pain, which is 5+ to all models within 6. But the team leader, if he's within 6 inches, gets 4 up Feel No Pain. So that's pretty good. So this is the other way to get Feel No Pain on a model. So you can either do it with House Guard, or you buy it here. Can I say here, you only take it once. Master Whispers basically gives you stealth, so if you want some sneaky types on the battlefield. What's real neat is when the Seneschal becomes available, like in reserves, he's placed anywhere on the battlefield that's more than 1 inch away from the enemy model, but he can't move in an assault. But he gains Shroud and Prefer an Enemy. That's actually pretty good. So you don't have to worry about scattering. You don't have to worry about how close opponents are to you. I'm really liking the possibilities. I'm going to have to think about this one. Here's another one that's a lot like the Ministerian Priest. So you get Furious Charge, which on guard is good. That gives him a Strength 4. And actually Hammer of Wrath, which is pretty nice. Of course, Strength 3 Hammer of Wrath isn't all that great. Well, wait, with Furious Charge, that makes it 4 Strength. So that could be good. Every time you have a chance to put a wound on it's going to be great. Voidmaster, this is great. He's actually Master of Arms. He's a good shooting support unit. Can take the boarding shield, what have you. Here you get a Sentinel. Now I don't know that I haven't checked, but I thought I saw that Forge World was stopped producing or selling their lifter Sentinels, but that's exactly what this is. So you might have to do some kit bashing here. But I kind of like this. I do like Sentinels. Just don't have any yet. But this would be a good reason to buy one and do some conversions on it. Then you go to Rogue Astartes. This is great. I've got so many bits for Space Marines. You can do a lot with this. And what's neat is he's a Space Marine, and the one I'm going to create is for Astral Claws. He's a survivor of the Astral Claws that did not fall to Chaos. He was out assigned to a rogue trader, and turned out the rest of his chapter turned to Chaos, and he's stranded. But anyway, before each battle, you get to choose one of 4 standing orders, so you can actually give your model Furious Charge and Fear. Basically give him the Imperial Fist Bolter Drill rule. Give him basically a reroll to Overwatch, Twin Link Overwatch, and Stubborn, which is good. Stays in close combat longer. Close and Engage. I don't use Crusader move through cover much, but that could be something good. It's got all the options available to a normal Space Marine, plus a few others. Storm Shield, Special Ammunition. So he's really can be kitted out exactly the way you want him. It's kind of nice, and he also gets to do Special Issue War Gear. He can't take some of the fancy stuff from the ship's armory, but still, there's a lot he can take. These are just like the veteran rounds. So, Eldar Outcast. This is one of the you can take normally only 3 of these 4 choices: Eldar Outcast, Kroot Mercenaries, Orc Freebooters, and Tau Emissaries. Only 3 in any combination. So you can really tailor your team. I don't know. This is basically just a. I know it says Eldar Jetbiker here, but that's just a typo. It's an Eldar Outcast. He's essentially think of a Guardian or a Ranger. That's really what he is. You can actually upgrade him to give him a 4-up armor save. So he'd be more like a Dire Avenger type. You can give him a Splinter Rifle, like a Dark Eldar would have. Give him a brace of pistols, so you have 2 different pistols. Quick Shuriken Catapult or Sniper Rifle. The brace of pistols, it's 2 Shuriken or 2 Splinter in any combination. So that's kind of nice. Let's see, so that's basically the Eldar Outcast. Kroot Mercenary, this is great. I've got Kroot, all different kind of Kroot, and I just love making Kroot models. looking forward to doing my a few other new ones coming up. But here's the standard Kroot rifle, Kroot everything, but now you get signature adaptation, so you automatically get to either give yourself Shrouded, +1 initiative or in hit and run, or +1 toughness, which is the Orc hybrid. You can give yourself Fleet, which is in the, that's a common, the hyperactive Nymoon organ is part of the lore, and now it's represented here. That's only cost 2 points to give him Fleet. Hunting Hound, which is just a regular hound. Here, this is how they're doing familiars now. So instead of actually putting a Kroot Hound on the table with its own stat line, its own wounds and stuff, he is put next to it. The model is put next to it, and it's called a familiar. So essentially, as long as this Kroot is around and he has that model with him, which would be the whole game until he's taken out of action, he's treated as having assault grenades, so he attacks at initiative through cover, and gets 2 additional strength 4 AP nothing attacks at initiative 5. So it basically gives him extra attacks without giving him extra wounds. That actually, I think, is a pretty good compromise. Yet, a Kroot Hound is 5 points still. So you don't get the wounds, but you do get all the other abilities. Kroot Sniper Rifle, that's 2 points. Now here it is different than in 40k. You have either the Kroot Rifle or you replace it with the Sniper Rifle. You can't take the sniper ammunition and choose your round each shot. So then the Rotary Kroot Bow, think of this as a repeating crossbow. That's really what it amounts to. All right, let's see. Orc Freebooter, I love this. I've got a bunch of flash kits, which is exactly what a Freebooter knob is. And there's a snaz gun down here. Okay, but you can just take a normal Orc Boy Freebooter, give him, just like a Choppa. You can give him heavy armor, cyborg body, just like everything else. Again, replace the shooter for free. You can give him a twin link shooter, give him a heavy Choppa. This is actually, if you upgrade him to the knob, you can give him the Power Claw or the huge Choppa, which is a big Choppa, or twin link shooter. So you can give a boy or you can have a knob, and I'm going to have knobs because I'm going to get to use my flash kits now in this. Of course, ammo runts are still there. Tau Emissary, I don't know why they call him an emissary. It's basically a fire warrior in this, attached to a rogue trader. Now I can kind of see in my mind the fluff is, for the greater good. This Tau is working, has basically been hired out by the Ethereals to this rogue trader to help establish a better relationship with him and his crews, as well as hopefully more of the Imperium, so that they avoid war. But by showing, by having him as a combatant on this force, he's able to provide a valuable service to this, and of course keep an eye on what the rogue trader is trying to do, report back to the Ethereals in case there's any threats potentially coming the Tau direction. So but this is kind of neat, having a fire warrior that has access to the ion rifle or rail rifle. Rail rifle is my favorite. He has supporting fire like the others. And here's the cool thing, we use the familiar rule again with these different drones. The marker drone, like from Tau. Pulse drone is really a gun drone. Defense drone is basically a shield drone. The lifter drone is basically the hoverboard that they've just now come out with. And a stealth drone is kind of the new, kind of like the recent stealth drones that come out with the ghost keels. So in each case, instead of having a marker drone that fires a separate marker light, essentially just this Tau guy gets a +1 ballistic skill. So you lose the extra wound at toughness 4, armor 4, but you gain an automatic +1 ballistic skill. So you go from a 3, base 3, to a 4. Not too bad. It still costs 10 points instead of 12 for a normal attached drone. Pulse drone, basically you can, when shooting or overwatching, you are able to shoot a twin link pulse carbine, the gun drone, as well as your own weapon. Defense drone, that's your 4-pin vuln save. Drone, now this is actually pretty good. It costs 15 points, which is I think the same as a regular shield drone, but you do not have the opportunity to lose it. You will always have that 4-pin vuln save, so that's pretty good. The drone this lifter drone is that hover drone that the Ethereal can now use. Basically, it's like a hoverboard. And then the stealth drone, which gives them shrouded, which would be kind of neat actually, if you give him a rail rifle and put him in ruins and he has a 2-up cover save. Yeah, there's some possibilities there. Anyway, and his ship's armory. This is essentially all the options that are available to most of these weapons or crew sets. You have all these pistols that are available, so when it can pick from a pistol list, it can have any of these. Hot shot, Inferno, Plasma, it's all there. Melee weapons, Power Fist, power weapon. Special weapons are the standard Imperial Guard special weapons. Ranged weapons include Naval Shotgun, which is basically a Assault 2. Regular bolt gun, Hotshot las gun, Stormbolt is basically the Astartes stuff, Space Marine stuff. And then these are all the Xenos. The first 4 are Tau, and the rest are Eldar related. 2 Dark Eldar, 2 Eldar, and then of course these 2. Not certain what a pulse grenade is offhand. I think that's a Strength 5, AP 5 small blast. If just basically the pulse rules, kind of like a pulse bomb. And of course, plasma grenades are what the Eldar use. I'm actually surprised. I would expect this to be more of a photon grenade, a defensive grenade, which I don't know if they're going to use that in here or not. But all right, so that's the basics. Now, special issue war gear. This is where you really get to tweak. You get to give model aspects if you want. Cyber familiar, so again, having some representation on the Explorator for having feel no pain. Now it's a matter of just let your imagination go and convert up something to make it look like he's got a 6-up feel no pain, basically. Digital weapons, we all know what that's this typical standard digital weapons rules. Bionics is a 6-up feel no pain. So actually, if you have Bionics and the Cyber Familiar on your Explorer, he has regular feel no pain. So which is what I'll be doing. Bioscanner, this is a great addition because if you have an enemy infiltrating within your weapons range, you get to shoot at him before the game starts. I like that. So I've actually got a couple models to start with that. Cogitator Servo Skull. Normally the kill team leader is the only one that can control the servitors, but for 2 points your Explorator can also serve that capacity, which makes sense. Jakaro Craftsmanship, this is great. For 10 points, your leader can have one of these weapons. So you pick one of his weapons, and at the start of every game, you roll randomly, and this is what benefit he gets. It could be stunning, could be mastercrafted, could get rending, could have +1 to the weapon strength, or lower the AP by 1, or get shred. I think it's useful. Targeting Cherub gives the Explorer the ability to let the servitors fire at his ballistic skill, which is good. Treasure Map is ability to get your entire team within his Inspiring Presence radius. Stubborn, which is good against failing your morale checks when you're in close combat. And then Overcharged Weapon, well, Mastercraft is the typical rule. Overcharged basically gets hot, but it's +1 strength. Not sure I'll use that. Refractor Field, that's almost I'm almost a have to. Give your leader a 5-up invuln. These are what the captain, the officer, can take. These are special things that are only available to him. And being a fencer, I really fell in love with this Power Rapier. The idea that whenever you get a 4-up invuln save in close combat, kind of like a Eldar Witch, or Dark Eldar Witch, but every time you make that invuln save, you get a free attack against your opponent. I love that. And the sacrifice you make there is simply that you don't get to use a second weapon in close combat. I don't think that's a bad thing, because if you have an opponent with a lot of attacks, you can get a lot of attacks back. That's pretty good. So anyway, I'm really excited. Then they have a special reference list of all the different abilities. Really, really excited to see this. I cannot wait to put my team together, but of course, before I put my team together, I'll actually have to convert quite a few models, because I can have an Eldar, I can have the Orc and the Tau, I can have a Kroot, so I can have those fight, and I can have an Explorator. But I need a kill team leader. I've got my squad if I want to use Armorsman or a House Guard. But all the other specials, I need to create something. So I'm looking forward to this. Go ahead and take a look at the Herald's of Ruin Kill Team site, and I'd encourage you to give it a try. It's a real small point game. Your model count can be numbers in a couple dozen at the most. I mean, that's top end. Usually you're running about 10 to 15 models, and that's not a bad size. It's a fun game. Takes a couple hours at the most, and that's a 4x4 board usually. If you guys have been ever seen Mordheim, it's basically the same thing except for sci-fi. So check it out, take a look. It's a lot of fun. We're in the process at the store of actually learning how to play this game, and of course we're making plenty of rules mistakes right now. But as we get better, I'm going to start actually doing battle reports on the kill team, because we're starting to get some good practice in, and we're learning, and you get to see what that's like. So look forward to that in the future, and hopefully you'll see Kill Team as an alternative to a nice way to do a pickup game that's quick and easy, especially if you don't have several hours for even a 1,000-point match. So in regular 40K. All right, thanks for sticking with me. Share, like, and subscribe if you will, please, and let me know what you think below. All right, take care. Bye bye.